Hey everyone, welcome back to Walk and Study. Today, we will be going over some useful workplace expressions. These are expressions or phrases that you might hear a lot if you're working in the United States or in a professional setting in an English-speaking country. All right, let's get started. Our first expression is crunch the numbers. Crunch the numbers is a phrasal verb and it means to do a lot of calculations or analyze data. Using crunch the numbers in a sentence, we could say, before Nestle bought Disney, its accountants crunched the numbers to make sure the acquisition made sense. So before Nestle bought Disney, Nestle's accountants did a lot of financial calculations to make sure purchasing Disney made business sense for Nestle. All right, our next expression is think outside the box. To think outside the box means to think in an original or creative way about something. Using think outside the box in a sentence, we could say, Marcia encouraged her team to think outside the box as they designed Ducati's newest motorcycle. So Marcia encouraged her team to think in a creative or original way as they designed Ducati's newest motorcycle. Our next expression is to take off. To take off is a phrasal verb and it means to increase or grow really quickly. Using take off in a sentence, we could say, sales of our new computers have really taken off this year. So sales of our new computers have grown very quickly this year. Our next expression is put off. Put off is a phrasal verb and it means to delay or postpone doing something. If we were to use put off in a sentence, we could say, I put off preparing the financial report until the day before it was due. So I postponed or delayed preparing the financial report until the day before I had to turn it in. Okay, our next expression is on the back burner. If something is on the back burner, it means that that thing is being postponed or is less important. Using on the back burner in a sentence, we can say, Sarah's boss walked into her office and asked her to put the marketing plan on the back burner so they could focus on preparing for the meeting with the CEO. So Sarah's boss asked her to postpone working on the new marketing plan so they could focus on preparing for the more important task of meeting with the CEO. Okay, our next expression is back to the drawing board. Back to the drawing board is used when an idea or plan was not successful and a new idea or plan needs to be developed. Using back to the drawing board in a sentence, we could say, after Apple started receiving thousands of complaints about its new laptop, Steve Jobs realized they had to go back to the drawing board and design a better product. So after Apple started to get thousands of complaints about its new laptop, Steve Jobs realized that the laptop was not successful and a new design had to be developed. Okay, our next expression is to have a lot on your plate. To have a lot on your plate means that you have a lot of work to do at the moment. Using to have a lot on your plate in a sentence, we could say, Cesare has a lot on his plate right now, so Fergie offered to finish writing the report. So Cesare has a lot of work to do at the moment, and because of this, Fergie offered to finish writing the report. Our next expression is a win-win situation. A win-win situation is a situation, agreement, deal, etc. that is good for everyone involved or in which everyone benefits. Using win-win in a sentence, we can say, the merger between Nike and Adidas was a win-win situation for everyone involved. So the merger between Nike and Adidas was a situation that benefited everyone. Our next expression is to test the waters. To test the waters means to try something new to see if it will be successful. Using test the waters in a sentence, we could say, before opening restaurants all over France, McDonald's tested the waters in Paris with one location. So before opening restaurants all over France, McDonald's tried opening a single restaurant in Paris to see if its food would be successful. Okay, our next expression is bang for your buck. If something gives more bang for your buck, that means that the thing provides more value for the money spent on it than some other alternative. Using bang for your buck in a sentence, we could say, Ahmed argued that investing in new machinery would offer more bang for the buck than repairing the old machinery. So Ahmed argued that investing in new machinery would provide more value for the money spent than repairing the old machinery. All right, our next expression is off the top of one's head. If you say something off the top of your head, it means you said it without careful thought or consideration. Using off the top of one's head in a sentence, we could say, since Larry didn't prepare well enough for the meeting, he had to answer his manager's questions off the top of his head. So since Larry didn't prepare well enough for the meeting, he had to answer his manager's questions without careful consideration or thought. This expression doesn't necessarily have a negative connotation, though. For instance, if we're in a meeting and we're brainstorming on a new subject, one could say, off the top of my head, I have a few ideas. Since in this example we're brainstorming, it makes sense that you haven't thought out these ideas carefully, and it isn't a bad thing because everyone is just trying to come up with ideas. Okay, our next expression is people person. People person is a noun, and it means someone who really enjoys or who is good at interacting with others, also known as an extrovert. Using people person in a sentence, we could say, Laura is such a people person. She is always checking in with everyone in the office to see how they're doing. So a people person is an extrovert who is very good at interacting with others. Our next expression is in the red. Being in the red means that a company is spending or owing more money than it is making, so that company is not profitable. Using in the red in a sentence, we could say, Esteban's company ended 2021 in the red with losses reaching almost $2 million. So Esteban's company ended 2021 losing more money than it made, and it lost almost $2 million. Our next expression is in the black. In the black is the opposite of in the red, and it means a company made more money than it spent or owed, so it means that a company is profitable. Using in the black in a sentence, we could say, Germain and Joiner's new business was in the black after only 2 weeks. So Germain and Joiner's new business was making more money than it was spending after only 2 weeks. All right, with that, we've gone over some important expressions you might run into in an American workplace. I hope this lesson was helpful to you all. As always, subscribe below, give us a like if you found this video useful, and let us know in the comments section what else you'd like to learn about or see in our next walk and study lesson. Thanks everyone. Take care.